You know how funny it would be if she answered. So after the guy asked her to tell her something deep, she answering her, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Oh man, oh man. Yes, man. Shout out to Rashad and Ian from the um what's the channel again?
During your leisure.
Earn Your Leisure. Yes, yes. They earning their leisure. And they're all women that are out here trying to earn their leisures from
From
from off of their backs. Let's take a
they
look at.
they they want the leisure from their earnings.
Yes, yes. There's always someone who's trying to eat off of your back. And now he's gonna tell the story.
Your story. So the last
By the
girl
way, first, before I continue, fair use. Shout out to these guys.
that open girls don't really be asking me for money. I usually that doesn't really happen to me too often. But the last person that asked me for money, the response was me blocking their
I
number.
heard it. I
Can I
heard
ask
it.
you
How much
they
he asked
asked?
for?
Yeah. How did they ask and what did they ask for?
She was moving apartments, whatever, and she needed like rent or like first month rent, security
yeah.
deposits, whatever.
Okay.
And she asked me in person, and I kind of
How
like
much was it? How much was it?
it was probably like 2,000, 2,100, something like that. She asked me in person, and I kind of ignored. I ignored the request. Then
This is like somebody you knew casually. This is like your baby.
no. This is just a casual vibe. And then the second time, the next day, she was like, "Hey, just wanted to remind you, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could send that money, I greatly appreciate it." And I was so disturbed by the way that she went about it that I never actually took the time to respond. I blocked her number. Let me tell you a story. So the last girl that
Did he do
Yeah,
the right thing?
I think so. I mean, KR, if I need to if I need to pay your first month,
It
maybe
seems
you're
like
not.
we are very the team of this show.
If I need to pay, I mean, and what it's different. And they were also on a they were they were also on a casual.
People who don't have money, but
Yeah, and they were also on a casual vibe. It seems right. So a casual
that's
vibe is
crazy.
is different. I
Crazy
would
to
feel used if I get that question asked, especially if we're just casual, and especially if we just started, and especially if it's your first month, KR.
bro,
I mean, if you can't pay your first month, maybe you have no business getting that apartment. And before you
Yes,
know it, you'll be paying it, or at least she'll expect you to pay it
of course. That's what
until
I
she
told
moves
you
on
in the
to something
beginning of the
better.
show. That's what I told you in the beginning. Once you start paying, people expect you to continue to pay.
Well, I guess you're right. Yeah, I guess you're right. Again, and if this was someone, because this is something else, right? We always talk about athletes. Well, we do this offline mostly, but athletes having retainers around the country.
Yes.
They just pay women, at least they pay their house, pay their rent, and then they have like a boo in each state, in each city. So when they go to a city, they land in a city, they're taking care of a person who will then, can show them a great time until they move on to the next city. Yeah, that's something else. Maybe that girl thought that she was a woman like that.
Right, well, then you have to communicate it up front. It's not doesn't work like that though. Well, I do
Maybe it,
agree with you on that. You gotta. This is the thing, right? You need to communicate. If you want to have that type of situation, you need to communicate it. And there are people who are willing to pay it. I mean,
yeah, but he's
like
not.
you said, one of the. Well, I don't know. I
That's
don't
what he
know his
said.
business.
At
Well,
least
he's not
not
going to
not
pay her.
not with her. Yeah, not with her. Yeah.
Maybe Shane that anyway. I'm not gonna say anything crazy,
Yeah.
but to bring it back to this whole situation, I think he did the right thing. Some people always there are always people that want to they want to test you. They want to test you, and some broke people always want to do that. I'm not gonna call them anything else, but broke people in this case. And once you start paying, eh, they expect you to fork that 2,000 every month, without any agreements.
Yeah, especially that part, right? So if there's an agreement that I I I support you, and but because it has to be, so in the case of the athletes, it's always transactional. I support you,
I
but when I'm
support
in the
you.
city, you show me a good time, and we have
Yes.
fun and etc. And
I
because
can
it's
help you
casual,
out whenever you want, whenever I want.
yeah. So it's like there's an agreement.
Yeah,
So not diving into the ethical moral part because that's a different question, but that's a different scenario than in this case
ethics.
where
Do people know ethics these days? I don't think they do. Look at how many people do OF.
ethics is what they
$5.
call the room upstairs.
Yo. Hey, next up. Well,
That's
I want to show you a video real quick.
right.
I want to show you a video real quick. Let me give me 2 seconds. Yes. Fair use.
Nursing assistant. Okay, all right. And what do you look for in a man?
Um, a provider, someone that knows what he wants to do in life. Mm, I guess that's pretty much it.
Okay.
You guys providers?
Okay.
Do you guys like to provide?
Okay. Let's start right over here.
Yeah, but I will say, yeah, your questions, I mean, your answers, like the stuff I'm getting from you is like super shallow. Like, what do you want from a man? A provider knows what he wants. You're not
Yeah.
very shallow. Give me something deep. Like, tell me something about yourself
Hmm.
that's more than just shallow.
Okay, where are you guys from? And if you're, that's where I mean.
By
I
the
wanna know-
way, that pressing of the balloon means
Yeah,
reject.
yeah, reject. I know the show.
Okay.
Yeah, seems like what they want is to be they want a man to, or at least she, not they. In their case, she
Maybe she's a
wants,
thing. I don't know.
maybe she looking in the wrong place because
I think
the
it is.
government give food stamps.
Yo, you I thought it was funny when he asked her to
Say something deep.
something deeper. Talk more about yourself. Tell me who you are. Then she turns around and asks him where you're from. Yo,
I
that's
I,
crazy.
I thought you.
That is
I,
crazy,
you know how
man.
funny it would be. This is just you know how my mind works. Like yeah, the jokes, right? You know how funny it would be if she answered. So after the guy asked her to tell her something deep, she answering her, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Oh man. Oh man.